Hey y'all, Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy. So today we're going to be talking about traffic, people who don't know how to drive, people who drive minivans, and I guess people in traffic in general. That's how it makes me cranky. I've been out and about today and have witnessed so many, traveling motion, moving violations, as well as jaywalking. Just crazy people walking in the middle of the street. Places you don't want to park your car because of the population that's moving through that parking garage that don't have cars. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone specifically, but when you see 7 people come out of a parking garage that has maybe 4 or 5 cars deep into it, I'm not going to park there, because God knows what they're doing to those cars and what's in those bags that they're dragging on their bicycles, or the people that are just walking around talking to themselves, moving around in circles. Portland has a unhoused population, and I'm not attacking anyone for being unhoused, because different circumstances create different problems. However, I do wish that the city had some type of a policing, and I don't mean to legally arrest anybody. I guess social workers that are policing, so they could actually move about these populations and get people help who need help, because it's obvious to me that some of these people definitely need help as well as shelter. When someone gets off of a train and walks right out into the middle of a 4-lane moving busy intersection and just doesn't see anything but their slowly shuffling feet as they move across through not one light but 2 lights it takes them to cross this intersection, so nobody's moving. If that had been, and there's train tracks too, so the train they got off of, if another train had been coming and that person walked out, they would have been hit. So where is the help for that person? The person got off the moving train, the train that just stopped, and then walked out into the intersection. Oftentimes trains are passing like this, so easily the person could have been killed. They weren't. They went right down and walked down the center line of the other side of the street. They got on another rail and just was walking the rail line. So who knows what's going to happen to them later today. But where is the help for those people? And where is the help for the people who are driving, who don't want to hurt somebody, who don't want to be involved in an accident, but there's just so many people out here doing these things? Where is the city when it comes to this? Why aren't they, like I said, out here patrolling, out here getting people help, out here getting people medication if they need it, out here getting people off the actual street? And winter is coming. It's just going to get worse. For the people that live out here, it's going to be really bad. So that makes me cranky. Again, I'm not cranky at their circumstance. Excuse me. I am cranky at their circumstance. I'm not cranky at them for being in that circumstance. I am cranky that it's happening at all. And that I think the city really could put money into a program rather than some of their pet projects and get this thing under control. And under control doesn't mean you're getting everybody off the street. It means you're helping the people who need help, so the people who are unhoused are acting like civil community citizens and not just breaking into cars, stealing. And have I seen this? Yes, I've seen people break into cars, and I've seen people stealing. Today, no. My neighborhood, all the time. And again, it's the people who live in the alley, down by the businesses, on the business street. The person living in the car on 28th did a lot of stuff that I'm pretty sure that if there had been a cop around, they would be arrested. But this is Portland, so they'd be released in 2 hours. So there's that. Okay, next gripe today. Traffic. What is it about people who drive minivans that they don't signal, they don't stay in their lane? When they're at a light, it takes them approximately 10 to 15 seconds to move. Now the lights are maybe 30 seconds. So rather than get the 4 or 5 cars through, you're going to get 1 or 2. What is it about that? And why is it always someone who either doesn't do the speed limit, they're usually 10 to 15 miles below the speed limit, or their car's falling apart? Please explain that to me. I don't get it. Is it the minivan attracts that kind of person? Or does that person go to the minivan because they feel safe because they're in a big bubble? If you know the answer to that question, please let me know. Now, who's driving that minivan? Well, I used to think that it was parents and they had little kids on board and that's why they go slow. But so many times it's some person in their 50s or 60s, probably doesn't have little kids, and they're in the van by themselves and they are doing nothing but holding up traffic or being reckless. So explain that one to me. Next, Teslas. I understand the appeal. They look sharp. Well, they looked sharp when they first came out. It was a new thing. Everyone wanted one. It was a Silicon Valley status symbol to have one. But if you look into how much it costs to insure one, like a full coverage insurance, I know people will say, oh, I don't pay that much. But then I know people who are paying $800 a month for insurance, because if your Tesla gets damaged, it has to be repaired at a Tesla dealership. And a dented bumper, let's say, well, I don't even know if Teslas have bumpers. Someone scrapes the side of your car, but they make a dent. I'm guessing it's like most vehicles now, they don't repair them. They just take off that entire panel and replace it. Why is it that a Tesla is so much more expensive to do that than a Toyota Prius or any other car, an American-made car? Why is a Tesla so much more expensive? I am guessing it's because it's limited in its scope of manufacturing, and Elon has a grip on that, so he can charge whatever he wants. That, and you don't see people driving around in banged up Teslas because, again, it's a status thing, so they get them fixed right away. But it's just too expensive. So why would someone want to drive one? There are a multitude of other vehicles that are now electric or hybrid electric or plug-in or gas. You choose between the two. You can switch back and forth. And some of them look pretty cool. And they're much more functional, I think, than a Tesla. Because what can you get in a Tesla? 4 people and the ones in the back are squeezed. Why not get something with a hatch so you can at least haul something if you have to? It's just a thought. And that's pretty much all I've really got to do today as far as crankiness goes. That's all I got to talk about. I'm just watching some houseless people cut across traffic this way and then cut back across 3 lanes and then back across 3 lanes. And I don't know why. They are carrying a backpack and a bag of something. And at the speed that they're going, I don't know if they're trying to get away from somebody because I don't see anyone else chasing them or anything. But I don't get why they had to cross the street and then cross the street and then cross the street again. I'm at wit's end when it comes to that. I'm not trained in social work. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what's going through their heads. They don't appear to be any different than anyone else other than they're really walking fast-paced and cutting back and forth. Okay, that's all I got today. Sorry this is short, but I'm cranky. You know, this is giving me a headache. And I got to run. I will talk to you all another time. So stay safe. Pay attention to traffic. When you change lanes, please signal. Watch the lights when you're at an intersection. When it turns, go. Don't pause and wait. And don't be texting on your phone when you're driving. I see a lot of that. Don't be playing with your phone at a light, so when the light turns, you're not looking up, so you have no idea, and you just hold up everybody. Also, on a 2-lane road, when you are, with one going each direction, when you are turning left, you stop. Get to the center line before you turn left, so cars can go around you, please. I live off of 33rd. I live on 31st, but 33rd is it's a major road. I mean, it's always busy. And there's a cross street called Prescott and a cross street at Alberta, which is a T. And people get there. If you would just pull to the center line, people could go around you. But when you don't, you are the only car that's going to get through that light, and you're not going to get through it until the light turns yellow, because oncoming traffic doesn't stop to let you. So now you have just effed an entire line of people, and you have to sit through another light, and hopefully the person behind you isn't trying to turn left as well, because that's just going to slow it up even more. City of Portland, look at these intersections: Alberta and 33rd, Prescott and 33rd. You've already made changes to Prescott and 33rd, so the east-west have their own lights, because the intersection, the east and west Prescott, don't line up directly. They're kind of offset. Please get rid of a few parking spaces at that corner on 33rd. Make a left turn lane. If you don't want to do a left turn light, that's up to you, but do a left turn lane so traffic isn't held up every time someone wants to turn. Do the same at Alberta. They put in some skinny homes in an undeveloped lot like a year or two ago. Those people have driveways with parking spaces in their yards, yet they still park on the street, which means that if anyone stops to turn left from 33rd to Alberta, no one can go around them if there's a car parked there. Get rid of those parking spaces, please. And again, paint lines for a left turn lane so people know that if you're going to turn left, you have to get to the center. Okay, that's my crank for today. Cheers. Comments welcome. I'd love to hear from you, and talk to you later.